Hello and welcome to the 7th video of an 8-week video series where I am sharing with you the 8 rider habits to implement to improve your performance, confidence and enjoyment in your riding. Today I'm here with, can you see it, Rondo down there. We're just about to start our ride. Just been walking around, and it's quite a nice sunny day at the moment, so that's good. So this week our rider habit is consistency, and I think I say this every week, but consistency really is the number one habit. If you're going to implement or focus or put energy into any habits, consistency really is the number one habit to put your energy and focus into. And what I mean, so consistency can obviously show up in many different ways in our riding. Obviously it can show up in how consistent we're like on the arena or wherever you do your riding, how many rides you're doing a week and repeating that. It doesn't mean that you have to do 6 rides a week, it just is being consistent. So if you can only ride once a week or twice a week or 3 or whatever it might be for you, that you're showing up consistently and doing the same as much as possible each week. You're not riding once one week and then having 2 weeks off and then riding 5 times and then having a month off and getting back in the saddle for one ride. And so that is inconsistent and so confusing for your own training and your own confidence and your own horse. And obviously I understand some riders will have work situations that unfortunately don't allow them to show up consistently in riding, say 3 or 4 set rides every single week. Some people have to travel for work, and that's completely fine and normal, and you can definitely make it work around that. But making sure that you're not showing up inconsistently because of nerves or fears or anxieties in your riding, and that's where it really becomes a problem. Other ways we need to be mindful that we're showing up consistently for our riding is showing up consistently for lessons. If you have riding lessons or you work with a mindset coach, that you're showing up consistently. That doesn't mean weekly. It could mean whatever it is for you, monthly, fortnightly, whatever. But make sure you're not just booking a lesson and 6 months later forgetting, going, oh God, my riding's so backwards, I better book another lesson. Whatever financially can obviously work for you as well. And if you compete, showing up consistently in competitions, don't go too long between comps if you enjoy competing to compete, so that you're getting that consistent practice out and about in the competition world. In your training, if you're learning a new movement, shoulder in or travers, or you're focusing on improving your walk-trot transitions, for example, consistently working on that, not working on it for one ride in your lesson and then not practicing it all until your next lesson 2 weeks later. And so every ride working a little bit towards whatever new movement or movements you're working on. And you don't have to go full out and ride your shoulder in as much as you might in a lesson, but just working on exercises to help with the shoulder and practicing it, chipping away each ride so that it consistently gets better. And consistency, it really is king in terms of success, and success for whatever that means for you. It doesn't mean that you have to be successful in competitions, but that might be your goal. It could be success is moving up the levels in your training at home. It could be success is having really fun connection, in connecting with your horses, or overcoming fears and nerves and anxiety in your riding. So whatever success means for you, you can only achieve it with consistency. It's a very, very long journey and much challenging journey if you're not consistent and showing up in your riding in a consistent manner. So I really want to bring that home and put that in your mind, and I want you to be honest and ask yourself, are you a consistent rider? Is consistency or the lack of consistency letting you down in your growth in your riding at the moment? And be honest with yourself. The exercise the challenge I guess I want to share with you this week is that you challenge yourself around consistency and show up for one extra ride than you normally would this week. And if you can't do it this week because you're busy, you've got work commitments or whatever it might be, picking a week, next week or the week after, where you're just going to add one extra ride in to your week. So if you ride once, you're going to add in an extra ride and ride twice. If you ride 5 times, add in an extra ride and ride 6. And I know it might sound challenging to fit that in, but just do it and just see how adding that extra ride, adding that little bit more consistency can help improve your confidence if you feel like you're lacking confidence in your riding, improve your training, like the way the horse is going, especially we're in spring at the moment as we record this. Adding an extra ride in can definitely help with those spring jitters that any of our horses might be getting with the grass coming through, and help us with our confidence, because the more you're in the saddle, the more confident you feel. No matter if you're already a confident rider, it really boosts your confidence. So that's the exercise. Get your bottom in the saddle one extra time this week, or next week if you can't do it this week, and just see the power of consistency. And you don't have to do that. I'm not expecting you to add an extra ride into your busy life already every single week, but just doing it as a once-off and being mindful that you're doing your best and putting your riding as a priority in terms of where it sits in your life every week, so that you're making sure that if you're a rider that rides twice a week or 4 times a week or whatever it might be, that you're sticking to it as much as possible if riding is something you're really wanting to improve at the moment. And that especially, I can't share enough, I guess, if you're a rider that feels nervous, that has challenges around anxiety and getting in the saddle, and you feel nervous around even just getting on or cantering or whatever it might be, the key is consistency. Like, you've got to get in the saddle. You could work with someone like myself to help you get in the saddle, but then it's about showing up week after week after week, whether that's once a week or 3 times a week, whatever it might be, but just showing up weekly and letting that consistency build your confidence. So I hope that makes sense to everyone. If you have liked this video, please like and share it with another rider that you think would get a lot out of it. And if you'd like any more information how you can work with me one-on-one through phone coaching, mindset coaching over the phone, or my online courses, you can jump on my website, dressageplus.com.au. Have some information on there, some videos you can watch about phone coaching if you're a bit unsure of what that is all about, because it's a bit of a new concept. And yeah, if you have any questions, please reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to help in any way I can. So have a great week, guys. I'll say goodbye to Rondo, who's been patiently standing here. I think she's falling asleep. She better, you like the little scratch. There we go. She loves the scratch. So have a great week, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.